As we continue with more exciting beach splash competition, Walk the Plank is the next game up, and our team members are definitely under fire.
Well, the game takes place in this pool right here. A foam and vinyl wrap pole is set in the water, and team members will attempt to cross the pool while dodgeballs are being thrown at them by the opposite team. Now, our teams are awarded 5 points for each member successfully reaching the opposite side.
Well, our teams are ready, so let's fire away.
Well, it looks like Milwaukee's going to walk the plank first, and Brenda's up, and she gets nailed right away by Sean. That's going to hurt. And here goes Sandy. Sandy going across. She gets hit in the foot, but makes it across. And now Chris Brophy. And look at those. Tries to get on, but just wipes on the pole. That pole's also wet, slippery, and Ripper as well. Can't make it across. So only one gets across for the Milwaukee Manta Rays. A good job by Detroit.
And here's the instant replay. And there's Ripper being hit and into the water. Only 5 points for the Milwaukee Manta Rays.
Much more fun to see it in slow motion as they wipe. And now Detroit going across the plank. They have to defend. Zuma going across, and now he decides to just jump off. He lost his balance. No points there. And here comes Bree. She gets hit once, but look at her maintain the balance. It's like she's walking on a balance beam very easily. She gets hit in the leg again, but she maintains. Unbelievable. 5 points there for Detroit. And here comes Melissa. Melissa concentrating those balls, coming right at her. One Christopher throwing one. Now, nails. Ripper nails her in the foot, and she's gone. And there goes Sean, and no chance for him. Unbelievable. Well, they pick up 5 points as well.
Well, the Milwaukee Manta Rays celebrate as they hold off the Detroit Tigerfish to 5 points and keep it at a 5-5 tie.
Yeah, here we see Sean Graham's strategy of trying to get across quick, but a little bit too slippery, and he hits the dunk.
A 5-all tie for the Tigerfish and the Manta Rays. Our hard bodies, Breeze and Sandy, were the only two who stayed on the plank. Do you guys share the same secret?
Just staying steady on there. It was extra slippery this time, but, you know, I did it.
You both did. But, Melissa, wow, you got nailed. What a hit. How did that feel?
Oh, it hurt, and I'm definitely getting a bruise out of that one.
Melissa Cross made quite a splash as she tried to walk the plank. But as you can see, this adventurous lady is right at home in the water.
I have an interest in marine biology because I grew up part of the year in Michigan on the lakes and then the rest of the year in the Florida Keys with my parents. So I grew up like snorkeling and scuba diving and environment conscious. I like competition because I think it's really healthy and it keeps you just like striving to be the best. Most embarrassing moment was my freshman year in college. We were doing a big cheerleading mount and I did a flip out of it and my partner didn't catch me. And I landed on the floor in front of like everyone, the whole stadium.
Well, the Tigerfish and Manta Rays have both walked the plank and stepped away with 5 points each.
We call this next game Surf War, and we hope the force is with one of our teams. The game is essentially tug-of-war, made harder because it's played in the surf.
The rope has small red and green flags designating our two teams. Now, each team will try to pull its opponent's flag past the red buoy. The game consists of two 45-second heats. 5 points are awarded to the winner of each heat for a maximum win of 10 points.
Well, it looks like our two teams are almost at the end of their rope, so let's play Surf War.
And there goes the whistle, and our teams are off. Now, two things you want to look for in this event, the Surf War. One is they have to dig in really tough in that sand and pull really hard. And secondly is to try to avoid the surf as much as possible, Allison.
David, the surf makes this event almost impossible because it actually lifts the contenders up off of the sand and they have no gripping.
Yeah, as soon as they get position here in this tug-of-war battle, along comes a wave and knocks them back. But they seem to be holding on, and it's a really evenly spread match here. Both teams pulling very hard. There you see the Manta Rays. There's Chris egging the team on, trying to get everybody going. They're both yelling at one another to try and do it.
And the clock is winding down here, and no one seems to have the advantage as of yet.
There it is. The whistle's blown, and it's a draw. And as you see the replay, there's Ripper, there's Brenda pulling really tight for Manta Rays, but to no avail.
You can see the same is true, of course, for the Detroit Tigerfish. Tough competition.
And that is the second whistle, which indicates the second heat of Surf Wars. And Sherry has the best view there on the beach. You can see both teams desperately needing these 5 points. that this heat will bring. 45 seconds to get it here, and here comes the surf, Allison, to knock them all down again.
It's going to drag them right back in the shore, and before they can get their footing, pull them all the way back out again. It's really hard to get your footing in this surf.
Absolutely. 3 things are real important here: footing, teamwork, and of course avoiding the surf at all costs if they can. And they're trying to do just that. The clock running down, both trying hard to get their flag over the center.
Seems like a very even competition still.
Yeah, it is, and it looks like the surf's going to be the winner here today.
Yes, it does.
Looks like a stalemate. Sherry's got a good view at it. And there is the whistle, and it's a stalemate. No winner here today in Surf War.
Here's the instant replay, and we can see Sandy and Ripa getting nailed by the waves.
Well, we're here with our 2 female contenders, Detroit and Milwaukee. Of course, Brenda here, Melissa here. Listen, ladies, this was tough. This was tough. We had a complete draw. Tell us what the biggest problem was. Was it the surf?
The surf. The minute you get a footing, all of a sudden a wave will come in and just sweeps off your feet.
Yeah,
No
so
way
it
to
went,
fight
it went back and forth. I saw you get your footing in there, Brenda, and then pull and...
No way to fight it. No way to fight the surf. And they were a great team, but...
Well, I guess the ocean is the winner in this one. It's a draw, Milwaukee, Detroit. Let's go to the scoreboard for the results. Well, the surf war between the Detroit Tigerfish and the Milwaukee Manta Rays ends in a draw, but Milwaukee remains out in front, leading Detroit 77-46 here on Beach Clash.
Up next, our final event, Crash and Burn, and it's still anybody's game. Welcome back to Beach Clash as we begin our final round of competition with Crash and Burn.
Well, in this event, we bring back the hill climb, add the monkey bar, cross into the body roll, down to the surf for a kayak trip, and head out to the wave runner slalom. Paddleboards bring us back to shore for the sand crawl and end with the swing pool finish. Sound complicated? It is.
The winner gets 20 points, plus an additional point for every second they are ahead of their competitor.
Waiting for the whistle, the beginning of Crash and Burn. There we go, and you can see Sean in red and Steve Fortunato, the male alternate, there for the Manta Rays in green. More on that later as they get over the hill climb and head toward the monkey bars. There goes Sean, a good start on the monkey bars as he heads down to the body roll. Steve not far behind, though, and Sean is going to yank his teammate out, and she tags, and the hard bodies are off and into the surf, and Steve also into the surf, and here comes one of the more difficult parts of Crash and Burn, Allison.
That's right, David. The kayak part of this event is very difficult because it's so hard to get over the surf. The surf can tip the kayak, both members will be into the water, and then it's tough to get back in again. And look how big the surf is.
And you can see right there, both teams having trouble. You can see that Ripper having trouble falling out, Zuma also falling out, and that's what I was getting at. The surf can dominate this part of Crash and Burn. Now, Crash and Burn, a very, very... check that out. There goes Breeze. She takes a wipe.
And these two are actually very good at kayaking, so it just goes to show how tough that surf is.
Absolutely. You can see now Ripper and Sandy in the green kayak gotten past the surf line, and they're in a great groove making their way to the next event in Crash and Burn, and that is the Wave Runner Slalom. I need to add here the Manta Rays, 77 points going into the Crash and Burn. Tigerfish, 46, and that means it's anybody's game here. Whoever takes home Crash and Burn with about 12 to 15 second advantage can win the whole day's events here.
And let's not forget, David, that our winning team will take home a pair of mountain bikes, and AM/FM cassette radios will be awarded to their competitors. Of course, our top teams of the year will be competing for $10,000 and a Hawaiian holiday.
Well, there you see Ripper making his way over to the Wave Runner, and Zuma and Breeze still on their way over there. And there goes Ripper now into the Wave Runner Slalom, and he's got a really sizable lead here for the Manta Rays.
Well, David, Ripper is really a pro on the Wave Runner, too, so this is not a problem for him in this part of the course.
Yeah, Ripper, in any of the water events, Ripper has excelled throughout the day and in past events as well. Look at him go through that slalom. Now, I mentioned earlier a little bit about Steve Fortunato. I need to say that Chris Brophy hurt himself in warm-ups, and so Steve Fortunato took over for the Manta Rays, and that happens a lot here on Beach Clash. The competition gets hard, and now we're looking at Zuma as he jumps onto his Wave Runner, but right as he's jumping on, Ripper jumping off to the paddleboard. So a great lead for the Manta Rays. It looks like they're going to hold their place unless something else happens.
And here's Sherry, our referee, watching to make sure that everything goes okay.
And now Zuma on his Wave Runner. He's making it through the slalom, and There is the paddleboard team of Ripper and Sandy. They've been excellent in the water. They got a good groove, and Zuma really trying his hardest. Back to the paddleboard. You can see what's going on here. They're trying their hardest to get in. You can see Ripper looking kind of behind his shoulder to see the progress that Zuma's been making on the wave runner, but he's got a lot to do to catch up.
And here's Zuma. He knows he's way behind and trying to catch up and almost missing a buoy there, but going back around to make it.
Yeah, sometimes you really are in a hurry to get to that finish, and you cut a few corners there. And there goes Zuma. He jumps off the wave runner, and he's now going to his paddleboard. And there's Breeze. She's got a smile on her face because she knows she's got a tough road in front of her, but she's always a great competitor. And here comes Sandy, and Sandy catches a wave, and she hits Brenda. And the Manta Rays are looking like they are going to walk away with Crash and Burn and the day's events. And there is... Oh, there's some good sportsmanship. You saw there Melissa knowing that she was going to lose this one, but still high-fiving Brenda as she hits to the sand crawl, and she's going to now go down to the swing pool finish, and it looks like Milwaukee is going to clinch Crash and Burn.